Hello homies, how's it going?
Many times when we start looking for a property, it usually stems from a problem or a need, and then we move on to exploring what houses are available to us right now.
This is the most common and straightforward process, but if you are thinking of buying a property purchase right now, take a step back and watch this video to avoid making decisions which you may regret later. Property prices in Singapore has risen quite substantially, and every square foot can cost you thousands of dollars. Asking yourself if you really need the space for the next 3 to 5 years is really important. You may think buying a bigger house is safer to future-proof your investment in case your family gets bigger, but it can be a big opportunity cost for something that may or may not happen. Planning in terms of 5-year cycles can help you decide the appropriate size for your next home.
Other than thinking about the immediate 5 years ahead, it is also important to think about your end goal when you hit 55 years old. What kind of house do you want to be staying in? And are you still going to pay for the mortgage for the property? Some even want to have additional properties to generate passive income for their retirement. Most of us start our property ownership journey in our mid-20s and 30s. That means we only have 20 to 30 years before we hit the 55 years old mark. It sounds very far away, but considering each property cycle is at least 4 to 5 years, how many cycles can we go through before we hit our end goal? As the wise saying goes, you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Once you decided what your end goal is, your journey will be much clearer.
I believe I can.
Using 5 years for each property cycle, we can now work backwards to where you are right now and the property we should look at getting. There are many videos out there showing how you can get there, but do make sure you factor in costs such as buyer stamp duty and agency fees. If you are uncertain, you can always feel free to reach out to us for a free personal consultation.
Here's a common example of a young couple and their property journey. Edmund and Celeste are fresh graduates at 25 years old and have applied for BTO. They will turn 30 years old when they collect their keys to their new flat and start their family.
A few moments later.
After reaching the MOP in 5 years, they are now 35 years old and their careers are taking off. By then, they have 2 kids and decide to sell their BTO, upgrading to a private property with good schools nearby. After which, they decide to stay until their kids finish their primary school. At this point, they have an important decision to make. Should they continue to stay here, or should they work towards their end goal? If we have not thought about our end goal, most of us will choose to stay in this home for the next 15 to 20 years until their kids get married.
This means that we may potentially miss out on 4 property cycles to work towards our final home. That's 20 years that we can never get back. It can be a difference between staying at a property with an outstanding mortgage of 10 years versus owning 2 fully paid properties. Which would you prefer?